Hi everyone, welcome to
Coding with Dad.
Dun Dun
Dad.
Dun.
This episode is one that you should probably watch very early, and it's one that we're going to explain just the very basics. So if you watch the one where Kate and Grace showed you how to create a Scratch account, this one would be Grace is going to show you how to log into Scratch. She's going to give you a brief tour of everything and of where you can find things. And then in the follow-up video to this, Kate is going to do a real simple program that will just show you how to move something around the screen. And I think between doing those two things, then you're kind of got the basics of what Scratch does.
Yeah, so if you watched our last video, which is how to create a Scratch account, that's the first video, and basically just log in with your username and password, and then you might be like,
here's the screen you see when you log in.
Yeah, you might be like, what do you do? So all these buttons, they all have different things like help, about, discuss, explore, create, and just the main home screen. We're gonna go into create, and once you click it, you're gonna be like, what is this? But in
What?
Dad.
Sorry.
So we're going to create a
But what is this?
So
I
basically,
don't get it. I do get it, but I know I'm just trying to play the person watching this.
So this is the title. So you can title it anything you want. Like say you wanted to title it our first project. So project 1.
So is that where you name that by putting it up there? That's what names the project.
Yes. So when you come out here, it'll have a nice little title on your top of your project.
I'm not sure what you hit though. Oh, see inside.
See project page.
Ah, okay.
So basically, you drag things out onto your coding to make programs. But we're going to talk a little bit about the buttons. So basically, this green flag starts your project. So say you had green flag and then move 10 steps. It's going to go and move a tiny little bit.
Okay, so the green means go, I guess, right?
When green flag is clicked, this you always need to start your project. Some other ways to start your project, which are a little bit more advanced, is, for example, when space key is pressed. So say when space key is pressed, you're going to move 10 steps. So now I'm going to hit the space key on my keyboard. And look, he moved 10 steps. This time you don't need to click the green flag before pressing space key.
Oh, okay. So there's a bunch of different ways to start. And every program, it's like a good story. Every program has a beginning, middle, and end, right?
So basically, you might have saw me switching in between tabs. Well, basically, there's a whole bunch of blocks. This one controls movement, and this one is events. So you'll find things like green flag is clicked here, and all different ways to start your projects.
So events are things when things happen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
These things down here are a little bit more advanced. These are about messages and triggering things that happen within your project.
But that's a much more advanced concept that we'll cover in a later video.
So,
and what are the rest of those?
The motion, this can make your sprite move across the screen. Hang on, I'll talk about a sprite in a few seconds. This points in different directions, and then looks, and you can have them say things. This is just different appearances of your project. You can do different effects. Looks are a pretty advanced category.
Okay.
In the next video, when Katie explains some of the simple projects, she's probably going to be using events, motion, and control the most. What is control?
Yeah, what is that?
Control is different controls. For example, wait 1 second, forever, which is helpful when you want to repeat something forever and ever and ever.
Because a lot of computer programs are really, in the sense, all about either making a decision, doing something if something's true, or doing something, or looping, like doing something many times, right?
Yes, so basically with this, if green flag is clicked, it's going to forever move 10 steps. So we can drag this guy around here, our little canvas area, and then he moves straight forever and ever and ever and ever. So now if we go into if we
And when you're dragging things onto this design surface
yes,
here,
this
right?
is a design surface where
And
you're
then
going
you
to
drag
write
things
all
back
of your
off of
code.
them if you want to remove those
Yes.
things. Okay.
And a helpful hint is if you're testing a lot of things, say you want to just test this, instead of having to click the green flag, which there is not attached to this, you can just simply click the block and it'll move.
Interesting.
In case you never do that, even some of you advanced coders who happen to stumble upon this video. So basically,
What's sensing? That looks interesting.
sensing is when you can ask a certain question. This is an extremely advanced category, but Katie will probably cover it in our next video with some basic stuff like triggers when key is pressed.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually different than this, but she'll explain that.
Yeah.
We'll
And
explain
some
that
of the
after.
sensing too can, believe it or not, if your sprite moves across, the sprite meaning the character, and if you can determine when it hits a certain color or does things like that. So that offers a lot of really exciting opportunities. Now operators are more math, right?
Well, we forgot sound.
Okay.
Sound, you can play things like meow. So you click on this and wait, I'll turn the volume up.
Mm-hmm. So you can add sounds to your projects.
It's a pretty fun thing, especially if you're adding some sound effects. Can I show you? I'm going to show you a little example. I created a project, and it goes ding, and it's a little intro.
Oh, so that uses all sound and motion and things like that.
Oh, sorry, I found my project again.
That's okay. And so that's sound, and then we have pen. Pen is the more drawing, is it?
Well, I'm going to show you a quick example of pen.
Grace,
Yes?
what's the difference between looks and pen?
But a ton of things are different between looks and pen. They're completely different things. Looks just shows things like saying things. Pen is actually drawing a trail behind you. There's absolutely
Pen is
no
like,
similarities.
Okay, and pen is like almost like if you had a pen or pencil and you're dragging it over the canvas, it would actually leave a trail.
Here, I'll show you a quick example.
Okay.
So let's go back to our code with the move 10 steps. Except for this time, in the beginning, we're going to do pen down. I always suggest putting a clear block in the beginning when you're using pen.
Okay.
Let's take a look. What? That's so cool.
So it's because it's looping through and dragging. But let's not don't worry if you don't understand this too much. In the next video, we're going to create a very simple program to get you started. But we're just kind of showing you all these different kinds of programming blocks.
You can actually do a lot with pen. There's a lot of projects that are 100% pen. For example, you can even make a platformer 100% out of pen. Now we'll come back to that later when it loads up. Or no, it's loading up already. So basically, this is, believe
This
it or
whole
not,
game was created with the pen tool, huh?
but as you can see, it's pretty advanced.
Yeah. That's
Anyway.
for a later time.
I'm not even that advanced yet, but I'm going to explore the fields of pens very shortly. So anyway, let's turn the volume down. So basically, pen can go anywhere from drawing a straight line behind you to really complex stuff.
Yeah.
And then let's go into operators. Operators are basically for math, sort of like a calculator. Now, if you're going to do, say you want to, what's 2 plus 5? Okay, 2 in here and 5 in here.
Hold on one second. Let's just turn this one off because you're gonna hear that, and then turn it up. Okay, so go ahead.
No, you're not going to hear that.
The other video is still going.
I know, but you're not going to hear this
Okay.
script. So anyway, it just says the number.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it's pretty cool.
So that's operators. Operators, like you said, are more math, and then data.
I mean, data. Okay, so this is a pretty advanced
Pretty
thing,
advanced,
but
right?
it's extremely important. You can't just ignore this and be like, okay, what do these 2 little buttons do? Because we're going to use them a lot.
Okay.
So let's just create one. What does this do? So let's name it counter. What?
Counter.
Count. And let's name this. And I won't explain the list because
Yeah.
as you can see, oops, if I say list. As you can see, it has totally a whole bunch of things, but it's not really as important.
Yeah.
So
But
Let's
the
delete
counter
list.
is now it's kind of a variable that you can change and do things with, right?
Yeah, I recently learned how to use a list. So that's actually it's actually a pretty advanced skill. So let's try this. What'll this do? Well, let's see. In case you haven't noticed, this right here is the counter variable. So let's all pay attention to that
Right.
once we start the project.
Oh,
Whoa,
it's
did you
counting
see how
up.
fast that was?
Yeah,
It was like instant.
it's counting up. Yep.
We
And that's
stopped the
really
project.
what we're telling it to do.
If you wanted to restart, just simply hit in the beginning, set counter to 0. This will create it every time that you make a
interesting.
project. So anyway, let's go back to what we were doing before. Yeah?
Gracie,
Yes?
I just want to say, even though you already deleted that, I just want to ask you, what would happen if you wanted it to count slow, not that fast?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that's actually a really interesting question.
Because it's going so fast.
So I can quickly drag it back, and basically, oh, by the way, you might notice how I'm dragging out things really super fast, but that's only because I've been on for like a long time.
And these blocks, the way when you drag them out, they'll only fit together in the way that makes sense, right?
Yes.
So if you drag something out and try to make something fit and it doesn't fit, that means it probably doesn't make sense to do that.
So let's try this. 2, 3, 4, 5.
And it's because you're adding a wait 1 second. I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is
that
almost
makes it-
counting up
so
by
I guess that
seconds.
makes it so it's
Whoa.
counting.
Once we
each
drag
one
it
by
back, it
seconds.
puts it more under control.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think we did a pretty good job, Grace and
More-
Kate, in showing like basically the
Wait.
oh, you got
More
more?
blocks.
Oh.
I just want to go quickly into
Oh, okay.
this. So say you want, this can be a really advanced skill, but let's go simple. So if we say block,
Is
let's
this
call
like
it,
creating your own blocks?
it pretty much is.
Wow.
You get to code your own blocks. I mean, but in Scratch. This is sort of how new languages are made. So let's go with, let's say, move 10 steps. So if we wanted to move 10 steps, say we wanted to move 10 steps and we wanted to, sorry, I'm trying to delete the counter variable. You just have to uncheck it and then delete. Oh, basically how you delete variables. This is a quick thing. But if you don't have if you have a mouse, you're gonna right click it. But then if you do have a mouse, you're going to, if you don't have like a hand mouse, you just double click it and delete variable.
Okay.
So anyway, let's say you want to move 10 steps, turn 15 degrees, turn back 15 degrees, and point in the direction of not important in, let's just say you want to do this.
Yep.
It's a pretty hard, say you wanted to do it a million times over and over and over and over and over. It would get pretty annoying. Of course,
Show me that. Let's just run that.
okay. Anyway,
It's doing it super fast. That's why.
Yeah.
so, yeah, it's because it's turning 15 degrees and it's turning back 15 degrees. So now I'm going to have to change. Oh, now it looks like I have to change all of these. 1 and 2
Okay.
and 3. It's
You're-
so annoying.
You're repeating yourself
And
all
now you
over
finally
the
go
place,
like,
right?
and now finally it just does that. And that's not very interesting. So of course, even though you can do it with a repeat block, let's try using blocks for this task. And let's move 10 steps and turn, and then turn back.
Maybe keep on turning the same way. Like,
Okay.
so that go maybe turn.
10.
Yeah.
So say you want to do this.
Yeah.
And it would be really hard. So then it makes your code look a lot simpler and more simple.
And block is just whatever you named it, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
interesting.
then you can repeat it as many times as you want, and you don't have to look at a whole bunch of messy code.
Oh, that's cool.
So anyway, let's I'm gonna go do a quick tutorial now. This is just
Yeah, and then so you went over all the blocks. We
Then
went over all the scripting blocks. But what about like costumes and sounds?
so basically you can draw your own costume. So say I wanted to draw a butterfly. Say I didn't want that. I don't say I didn't like cats. Say I really liked dogs instead. Well, I'm a cat lover, but say I liked dogs. So say you wanted to draw a puppy instead. So I'm not very good at designing things right on. So let's
Draw the eyes.
draw the eyes.
How come that eye popped in?
Well,
Little edit, right?
yeah. We only have the free version of our.
Screencast-O-Matic.
Yeah, so it stops us 15 minutes through. So.
Yeah, that's a good eye. So there's all kinds of fun like drawing techniques that we could get into at some other point in time, right? To show how you're doing it. But the point is that you can draw. I guess the point that people should realize is get as creative as you want to be, right? You can draw anything.
Yeah. Say you have a circle, then you can take this and you can like make a
mouth or
make
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
Looks like a fortune cookie.
Yeah. It's a fortune cookie.
So you can make a fortune cookie app. All right.
You can click on it and then a fortune can pop up. That would be kind of cool, actually.
So this is a sprite, right? So this is every costume is a sprite, and when you're doing your code, you're doing the code for whatever the highlighted sprite is. Because you could have more than one sprite, right?
Yeah, let's run the same code. It'll work just the same with our dog sprite. But anyway, let's
And sounds. What's the sound tab about?
I have a cool idea so we can use the sound in the sprites. So he's gonna go. Let's have him say woof woof woof.
Okay.
So we can have him literally say woof woof woof, and then just clean this up by clearing it. Have him point the right direction, and then just go to the center.
So you're doing it in those things. Everything you're doing, it's executing an instruction, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So let's have him say woof woof woof. Now that's all well and good, but what if we had him say like we heard sound woof 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 while he's saying woof woof?
Okay. So how do we do this?
So it may look really intimidating, like all these sound tools and like. Wait, do we have to be a sound expert? But no, you don't have to be a sound expert.
So explain what you're doing though, just so somebody else could do it.
This
Maybe we'll do
plays
another
the sound,
video on sound.
This stops the sound, and this records. So let's record and you can hit allow. It's a very trustworthy site, and so we can just stop this because it recorded my voice before. It's sort of like it's recording my voice now.
Yes.
La, 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 la,
But
except for we're recording it in Scratch. Oops.
Okay.
I keep on doing that. Okay.
So what are we gonna do? Woof woof woof.
We're recording it in Scratch. Oops.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Okay. Woof 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 woof. No, I do it.
Sorry. All right.
See, woof 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 woof. No, I do it.
Yeah, because that's not three woofs. Okay, you go ahead.
Woof 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 woof. And you can even like edit.
But that sounds right now named meow, right?
Yeah.
Probably want to name that woof.
Oh no.
Oh, well, we could just record over it.
Yeah.
Probably want to name that woof.
Oh
no. Okay.
Wait.
One more time.
Wait. Yeah. Oops. No.
Want to name that woof?
Oh no.
Oh, well, we could just record.
Woof.
You can edit that, right?
Yeah, we have our woof. We have the woofs at the end, so we can just delete woof. Okay, that's better. It would be a little bit weird if he's like, what? So and now you just simply drag it in where it says, play sound woof. Woof.
Ah, yay. So I think we pretty much with this episode so far, kind of gotten through the basics. We've shown a lot of blocks getting dragged out onto the design surface. We've shown costumes being made. We've shown sounds being made. We really kind of showed a lot, but don't be discouraged if you're not getting it all. It's we're kind of in this video just showing like almost everything that kind of Scratch can do and giving you a tour. In the next video, that after this one that Gracie did, Kate's going to do a very simple program and get you to do a very simple program, sort of like along the lines of what Gracie's been creating, but we'll just go end to end and create a very simple program, right, Kate?
Yep, like moving a character or something.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you exactly how to do it, so you hopefully will get it.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching. You're gonna say something. You're gonna say bye.
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 Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching, and please watch the next video, which we'll go through doing a very, very simple program.
Bye.